What's up, everybody? On today's video, we're going over a map tour of Manalapan, New Jersey. I'm going to take you around town and show you the commute to work that you might have, the shopping and dining in the area, different parks, school systems, and all that kind of stuff. If this is your first time to the channel, my name is Steve McCutcheon, and I'm a realtor at Berkshire Hathaway. On the Live in Central Jersey channel, we cover everything related to the Central Jersey real estate market. So if you want to be the first one to know what's going on in either Monmouth or Ocean County real estate, feel free to click the bell, hit the subscribe button. Let's get this video started. All right, guys, so we're heading over here onto the computer real fast, and this is going to be pretty much the rest of the video. Here is Manalapan Township. So as you can see real quick, this is the border of it. And then inside of there, you're going to see Englishtown. Englishtown is actually a separate municipality, although they do use the same zip code, 07726, as Manalapan, but they do have their own separate government. It's a very small town. I think half a mile, maybe 1 square mile. I honestly, probably not even that big. It's probably more like a half a square mile large. But like I said, they have their own government. They are considered a donut town. So it's when one township completely surrounds the other. So Manalapan completely surrounds Englishtown. So there you go, kind of like the whole donut reference. But it's a great spot to live, and this is exactly why. So as we zoom out here, one of the big things you'll notice is you got New York City up here in the top right, and then Philadelphia here in the bottom left. They're pretty much the same distance if you see it just on the map, and the commutes are relatively similar too. So what happens with Manalapan is a lot of people will live in Manalapan, but they'll work inside at Philadelphia or up in New York, Manhattan area, Brooklyn, that kind of stuff. The reason being, you make bigger money over there, but living in Philadelphia or New York, you don't typically have a yard, you live in apartments, that kind of stuff. In Manalapan, you'll have a bigger house, bigger yard, really good school systems, and the list just kind of goes on and on. It's a better quality of life. So you just commute to somewhere else, make all the money, and then you come back home and live in Manalapan. The commutes to New York City are actually pretty good. I haven't pulled up here already. These aren't necessarily exact. You're going to have to account for traffic, which part of Manalapan you might live in, all that kind of stuff. But let's just say you take the Garden State Parkway in, or even the Turnpike right now. And when I'm making this at nighttime, so obviously, like I said, factor in traffic, but you're looking at about a little over an hour. So let's say an hour 15, probably more likely. Add some traffic in there, hour and a half, something like that. If you want to take the bus, that's also a possible option for New York City. And if you hop on the one, let's just say for tomorrow, as I'm making this video, 220, if you hop on the 655, you're looking at about like an hour and 40 as your longest commute time into Port Authority. Decent, really not too bad. You might have to hop on the subway or just walk to your job afterwards. So once you hop on the bus, your total commute time probably looking closer to like that 2-hour mark. Some people don't mind that, some do, but it just gives you that more of an option if you're not going to be the one driving, you don't want to deal with the traffic, all that. The other way you can get to New York City from Manalapan would be I just said that really weird, Manalapan, would be to take the train. There's no train directly from Manalapan. Unfortunately, you would have to go up to South Amboy. So I'm going to zoom in for you real quick. You would take Route 9 here, depending on which part of Manalapan you live in. Take Route 9 all the way up to South Amboy up here. And from here, you would take the train station somewhere right over here. Right, it just got covered up, but it's right by where this Dunkin' Donuts is. From South Amboy into, let's just say, New York City, Penn Station, you're looking at about a 15-minute commute ride up there. It's, again, just a different way if you don't want to drive yourself all the way into the city and avoid this northern part of New Jersey where all the traffic and congestion can be, and pretty much all the problems what happens when you do commute. If you want to go over to Philadelphia, it's roughly about the same. If you want to drive yourself, you'll pretty much be looking at this Route 33 part. If you live in the southern portion, like really far south, you might even just hop right onto Route 195 over there. But regardless, either way, you're going to be hopping on either Route 33, Route 195, and taking it over to the New Jersey Turnpike, which is I-95 right here. That'll take you pretty much all the way into Philadelphia. You're probably going to hop on 295 right here, and boom, you cross over. The commute time there, let's pull that up real fast. If I had to guess, it's probably about an hour 15 as well. Like I said, they're relatively even in terms of getting from Manalapan to either one of them. That's a bus. Don't take the bus, actually. It's over 3 hours, apparently. Again, yeah, an hour and 4 minutes. Again, add traffic, probably looking more like an hour 15, maybe hour and a half, depending on the time what you leave. And if you hit anything, the majority of that ride is going to be pretty smooth. As you can see from this map picture right here, right when you get into that Philadelphia is when you're going to hit the most congestion. So it's a nice smooth ride over there. Getting to Philadelphia or New York City really can't go wrong either way. When it comes to housing options, though, we do have a pretty good amount of differences in Manalapan. You're going to have everything from condos and townhomes, single families, adult communities, all that kind of stuff. So we'll just kick it off real fast with just the condos and townhomes, have that pulled up already. And here's some of the different developments that you're going to have. Got a few in the southern portion of Manalapan and also some in the northern portion. The ones on Route 9 are definitely going to be very desirable, especially if you're commuting to the city. Easy to hop on the 9 and right away rather than having to go through the rest of Manalapan to get to Route 9. So these ones over in Englishtown may be not as good if you're looking to commute, but if you want a little bit more of a peaceful environment away from everybody, Englishtown is probably one of your better bets. just to check the price points of everything. You're starting off, if you go into like the Nob Hill and you need something that's a little bit updated, has a good amount of amenities over there, but something that needs some updating, you're probably looking at 375 as your entry price. This is about, yeah, okay, so a little bit higher than 375. But so let's just say 400 all the way down to the highest price one. You're probably gonna be looking at about like 700, 750. They got 815 down here at in Meadow Creek. That's a little bit abnormal. As you can see, yeah, 700, then a pretty big jump right there. So not sure how that happened, but so anywhere between about 400 to 700,000 is what you're going to be seeing in terms of condos or townhomes. The lower end, you'll be looking at more of condos, one level, and then instead of the townhomes, which will be multi-leveled. And the condos might be the 2 bedrooms, whereas the townhomes would probably be 3. And you have some more options like a garage and other stuff like that. Really can't go wrong with any of these developments. They're all pretty good. All of them, the price might not be the same. Let's just say this one's 415, but the association fees with them, a lot of them will have a pool on site, tennis court, basketball court, playground, something along those lines for kids. Landscaping is obviously going to be included, all that. The HOA fees, though, they're really not going to differ too much. This one's 300. You just saw 295. I'm just picking random ones here. 332. So that might be one of your higher ones in the area, but that's relatively very common. This one's 255 in Manalapan, just in Monmouth County in general. All of them would probably be about 250 to about 350, somewhere in that range. When you head over to the single families are a little tricky. If you want something that's move-in ready, you pretty much have to go about 600K or up, especially in 2024 with multiple bids coming back. I'll just do a quick price thing here for us. I have it pulled up already. So if you're looking at between, like, let's just say 400 and 550, and you find some single family homes in that range, there's only 29 of them that were sold over the past year. Just look at the first one real quick. So, okay. So Sweetman's Lane, that's in the southern portion of Manalapan. Still a very nice area, but let's just say 407, 500. What does that look like to you? Well, you got some nice dated carpets in there, old kitchen appliances, cabinetry, some tile, probably even the ones you stick onto them. So obviously something that's going to need a ton of work to it to be able to make it livable and habitable. Even as you get closer down to like this 500 range, take Holiday Road, for instance, it's which is right in the middle, but not been pretty much, that's the, no, sorry, this is on the other side of Route 9. But again, probably need a decent amount of work just by the, like, looking at it in the price. So this went for 580. Okay, not too bad actually. Closer to that 600 point, but still could use some updating to it. But I would say this is about closer to moving ready though. You could walk in there and then do what you want to do on your upgrades over time. And as you get some more towards that 600 range, some of these went for 6. You'll start seeing a little bit more of a difference in them in the quality. So, but again, still could use some updating too, and even on the lower side. As you want to do some adult communities, this will range so far. So we have a community in here called Covered Bridge. That'll be your cheapest option. Most of them are 1 story. I think they might probably all 1 story, but between 1 and 2 bedrooms. And a lot of investors came into this community to rent these units out. And with that, one of the problems that came across is the funding and getting that for mortgages. 95 out of 100 homes in here are going to be sold with all cash. So people that are downsizing probably take the proceeds from their forever home and they want to move into a community like this. They do have a nice little golf course in there as well, but the price point is going to be lower. Again, all cash prices or all cash purchases. And so that sometimes could be a little bit of a reason for people not to live there in a sense. Go over that real quick. And then we also have some, you'll see on Route 33, I'll go through them real fast. And you'll notice that you have some adult communities made by Toll Brothers that are in like the 700,000-800,000 range. And then you have the ones that are in like I just mentioned over there in Covered Bridge. So pretty wide range. You have either pretty much right by Route 33 or right by Route 9. So Route 9, these are going to be the ones over in Covered Bridge, for instance. So you got 352. Try to find a lower one here. As we go up. So 250, if I had to guess, that's probably the average price point for a place over in Covered Bridge. But again, all of them basically just 2 bedrooms, roughly about 1,000 square feet. Nothing too crazy, but a good downsize for someone that's looking to retire. The lowest one, I'm assuming probably need quite a bit of work. It's also one of their smaller models, the 1 bedrooms, but they're in that even that high 190, low 200 range. So again, affordable. if you're looking to downsize. On the other side of the spectrum, if you go towards the ones I just mentioned over by Route 33, they're all new builds from Toll Brothers, and yeah, you're looking at 700,000. There's gonna be multiple stories to it. You have first floor and a second story. I don't know how that's really necessarily downsized unless you're moving from like the Navasink, which is like multi-million-dollar homes. So to me, it doesn't really make too much sense, but there's a pretty big market for it. We have the baby boom generation that is moving into these adult communities, and obviously they need some place to go. And it's a big new construction business in New Jersey right now. As you can see, many of these homes are very nice, but you're gonna pay top dollar for them at the same time. Another reason, though, I want to cover would be the school systems of Manalapan, and they are pretty good. A lot, again, another big reason why young families will move to the area. Scrolling back up Manalapan right there, and I use niche.com or niche.com, however you want to say it. Some people use great schools. It's all about the same. The rankings are typically not too far off. So the Manalapan English Town School District will be rated a B according to niche.com. I think it's pretty low actually for the most part. As you'll see, they have quite a few schools rated A minus, B plus, and doesn't really go below that. So I don't know how the rating is lower. I don't exactly know how they pull it, but just kind of give you an idea about that. They're going to have 6 different elementary schools in here, and then 2 different middle schools. And that's just for the Manalapan English Township, like regional schools district. When you move to the high school, Manalapan High School, that's actually going to be part of the Freehold Regional High School District. We'll get to that in just a little bit. But so they have 6 elementary, 2 middle. The middle school, I think it's Pinebrook. That's going to be 6th grade only. They kind of redistricted everything. And then MEMS, Manalapan English Town Middle School, will be 7th and 8th grade. They house roughly, 4,600 students, a little bit over that, have a 16-to-1 student-teacher ratio, and an overall rating of a B. I would say it's a little bit higher than that, though, and a lot of young families move to the area because of it. Most of these are going to be in the most northern part of Manalapan, and that's pretty much about it for the Manalapan school system. I don't know if there's really too much you want to go to on this page, but it's really good. Highly recommend having one of your kids in this school. When you move on to the high school, it's rated A minus, and again, it's part of the Freehold Regional High School District. One cool thing about being part of this district is one, it's the biggest one in the state of New Jersey, to my knowledge, and it has Manalapan, Marlboro, Freehold Township, Freehold Borough, Colts Neck, and Howell part of it. So a pretty wide range of schools that are all large as well. But they have something called the Magnet program. So this is actually really cool. You have all these schools specializing in a specific program, and you can actually attend, as long as you are districted to one of these high schools and you're going to attend them, you can attend any of them if you're interested in their program. So if your child, let's just say, is interested in business and that's a possible career path, as long as they live in Freehold, Manalapan, Colts Neck, one of the towns I just mentioned, they can go to Marlboro for their business administration program, which is a nice little kind of a fun fact for you. As long as they're in this program, they actually get bused into there as well. And each of these schools are going to specialize in something. So like I just mentioned, Marlboro is going to be business administration. If you're in Manalapan, they have it police, EMS, public safety. Howell is going to be FPAC, which is like acting, dance, music, that kind of stuff. And then, for instance, Colts Neck will be ROTC. They have a Navy program. The list goes on and on. You can go onto this website a little bit more. Basically, just all you have to do is type in on Google Magnet program FRHSD, which is Freehold Regional High School District, and it brings you right to, I think the first link's the website, and you can kind of go down there. It's basic. Your child will apply in 8th grade. If accepted, they'll find out actually around now, like in the February is when I'm making this video. They'll apply early in the year, they're early in the fall, and probably between like a 6-7 week period. And they're very strict with this program. It's highly desired, and you make sure you have to get your application on time. But back to Manalapan High School, it's rated A minus according to niche.com, has a 15-to-1 student-teacher ratio. It's just 9th through 12th grade, and has about 1,700 students, 1,756. So again, really good area to be. Decent amount of athletes in this area too. So the school's in the I would say the top 20% for that, and just overall rankings pretty much right down in the middle of New Jersey. So ranked 157 out of the public schools, and that's out of 422. So actually in the upper half of that too. Other things you might want to know about the Manalapan area, probably say would be the shopping and dining. The majority of this is going to be on the Route 9 border. So Route 9 is going to be your major highway. There's going to be a lot of small businesses. And depending on which part of Manalapan you live in, that's going to be the part like where you go to. So if you're in the southern part, you're probably not going to be driving up to the northern part of Manalapan to go shopping. You'll have other options. So if you're in the center portion right here, I would say between Englishtown, anything above the Route 33 line, and then probably like where Yorktown and below, this portion will probably be your best bet right in here. So this is your biggest plaza that you're going to have. You have Best Buy in here. You got Raymore Flanagan, Target, CVS, I don't know why it's not showing up, but you got Wegmans. So Wegmans is going to be the big food store. They have everything in there, fresh produce, bakery, cakes, different meat selection, cheese selection is absolutely massive if you're into that and you're kind of a foodie. This will be your big shopping plaza in Manalapan. If you're in the more northern part, you're probably going to more actually you'll use the Marlboro shop, right? And like their shops up here. So this is where Manalapan's going to end. But if you zoom in right here, you'll have the Home Depot, ShopRite, you got Lowe's, Whole Foods, and this Marlboro Plaza. You got quite a few different stores from Kohl's, TJ Maxx. You got Lavotti's, Hobby Lobby. Lavotti's is actually another food store. Highly recommend checking them out. They have a fresh mozzarella in there. It's awesome, especially if you have a party. Do the fresh mozz and tomato. It's to die for. I highly recommend checking them out. But they're again just like they're kind of a gourmet deli style uh, shop, right? Not shop, right, but just food shop in general, and really good. If you're in the southern portion of Manalapan, let's go to the other side here. Sorry, a lot of scrolling we got to do here. If you're in the southern portion of Manalapan, let's just say underneath Route 33, Freehold's probably going to be your best bet here. Inside this little plaza over here, River King, there we go. You'll have different stores. Again, I know Lavotti's, they have a decent amount that they're opening up around the area. So kind of exactly the same as what I just mentioned. You got Stop and Shop over here. Over on this side, you'll have Sam's Club, Walmart. If you go over to Route 9 in Freehold, you'll have ShopRite as well. So plenty of different things. Burlington's over here. You got a farmer's market, Terrace Bagels. If you see that really good bagel joint, it's definitely the hometown hit right there. I'm from Freehold, so just personal opinion. But plenty of shopping and dining options all throughout Manalapan, depending on which portion you live in, which one's closer to you. You really don't go wrong. The only thing is, if you live on the more western side of Manalapan, like away from Route 9, you're kind of in a little bit more of a desolate area. Route 33 is getting built up, but in terms of like food stores and stuff like that, not as high, not as big of a selection. You'll have like a CVS and a Walgreens over there, but it is getting built up more. There's 55 plus communities going over there. So if I had to guess over the next couple of years, you'll probably start seeing more stuff out there as well. And the last thing I'm going to want to cover would just be different parks and rec in the area. The two biggest parks in Manalapan are going to be located in the more southern portion near Route 33 over here. So you got Monmouth Battlefield State Park. This is a historic area. So this is where one of the battles of the Revolutionary War were fought. And it was the Battle of Monmouth. It was it was fought in late June. It's the longest battle of the Revolutionary War. So they cornered off 1,800 acres as a historical site. They do a reenactment. I think it's the third weekend of June every year. So if you're interested, if you're a history buff and want to go check something like that out, I recommend. They also have some apple picking, pumpkin picking, and all that kind of stuff along here. So if you go to Battleview Orchards, the apple picking, I think it's somewhere in this region right here. The farm is, yeah, somewhere in there. But it's nice. You can go there with the family, kind of just poke around, and it's just something different to do rather than just the typical, maybe like go to the beach, which is very popular here in New Jersey as well. The other big park is going to be the Manalapan Rec Center. So you have the high school right here off of Freehold Road in Taylor's Mills. Sorry. And Manalapan Rec Center is going to be over here. Just by looking at the photos, you can see you're going to have a lot of baseball fields. They got football fields, lacrosse, soccer, outdoor basketball, hockey rinks, roller rinks, pretty much anything that you want to do. They'll run obviously your little league, sports leagues through there, soccer leagues, all that kind of stuff. And really nice for the kids. I wish they had better photos of this area. I don't know if you clicked on something, would it come up? No, it doesn't look like it. But that's pretty much those two parks are going to be the two biggest in the area, and they're really pretty much like back to back. The southern portion of Manalapan, I did forget to mention when we were going over the housing. When you're out here, where like I said, it's a little not as built up as in the northern part. You sometimes will have to deal with like well and septic. That's like your water source for the home and sewer source. Not everyone will like that. Some people enjoy that more actually. They say it's better. I have no, personal preference of either one, but just something to be aware of. Some septic problems can lead to just some costly repairs over time. If you ever have to get your septic system replaced, well system, it just can add up. So it's just sometimes an added expense. English is good. You might have to have later on down the road. So just to be a heads up on that. But that's pretty much about it for this, guys, and we're going to finish up the video in a second. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end of the video, guys. I really do appreciate it. Hope you got a little bit more value out of it. Let me know in the comments down below if you want me to do more map tours like this, if it's a little bit more informational and all that kind of stuff. Love to hear it. If you're looking to buy or sell in the Manalapan area, feel free to reach out to me. All my contact information is down below in the comments and description. Whether you're 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or even a year out, it doesn't matter to me. Let's just get you on the right path towards your real estate goals. And if you're looking to move to a different part of the Central Jersey area, stick around, check out the 2 videos popping up right here, and have a great day.